What's going on, guys? This is your boy Elite Killer here, and I am bringing you my 6-piece classified Nomad build video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through each step of my build. You may be thinking at the start, when you see my stats right now, damn, that's too many firearms and too little stamina, not enough toughness. But trust me, guys, this is a shredder build, and it has survivability just like any other Nomad. Now, toughness and stamina, to me, I have never been high on my priority list to stack into that, and it still won't unless a gear set requires me to have a certain amount of stamina. I just don't stack into it. Now, you'll see this build. I'll put some gameplay after the build video so you can see it in action. You can see the survivability is still there because you still get the path of the Nomad. You can still have that proc multiple times, and you also get the health regen still, health on kill, so pretty much everything is health anyway. That's the reason I didn't stack into stamina. So I've been trying this out since the classified Nomad came out, and I'm absolutely loving it. Myself and the Elite Squad have all been running this together and individually, and just trying it out in different scenarios, even in Resistance, in the DZ, generally everywhere, and we have really enjoyed playing with it. Now, to get into the build, we'll start off with the chest piece. So the chest piece, I have health rolled on and health on kill with ammo capacity, and this is rolled for stamina, so it's the only one item that is going to be rolled for stamina. So with the health, of course, you know, there's nothing really else to put on there. I could put enemy armor damage, but just stack into health a little bit maybe, just for the sake of it, because I'm used to putting health on all my chests anyway. I then opted for health on kill, which is a bonus on top of the health on kill that you already get. So it's another 5% on top of what I already get, which helps me out a lot if I kill some NPCs or down a player. So my health keeps going up. It helps me out an awful lot. Ammo capacity, yeah, you're going to need ammo capacity a lot now, because if you're coming up against the Nomad person and their Nomad procs 3 or 4 times, your ammo is just going to disappear. So ammo capacity on everything you can. With that, I am running 2 mods. Now, the mods are going to be the same throughout the whole video. It is 263 firearms and 1% crit hit chance. All firearms crit hit chance mods. Now, onto the mask. The mask, I am running firearms, so it's maxed out firearms, and then I've got crit chance, and then I've gone for burn resistance on the bottom stat there. Instead of that, you can have, I believe, damage to elites, but I have chose burn resistance because I've come across a lot of fire turrets recently, so I thought I'd up the burn resistance. Again, with that, there is a firearms mod with crit hit chance. So everything firearms. You'll see the pattern with the crit hit chance and the crit hit damage when I show you the stats of the character, and then I'll go into a bit more detail of why I've done that. So with the knee pads, again, firearms, maxed out crit damage, damage to elites, disrupt resistance, and burn resistance. Again, so 17%, that's 40%, sorry, 50% burn resistance I'm on, just from the 2 items there. So as I say, I've come across a lot of fire turrets, so I wanted to do something with the burn. Again, firearms crit chance, and then a pulse crit chance mod. So I do run a pulse with this build, so once I do that, you get a bit more extra pulse crit chance. With the backpack, I am going for firearms again, crit hit damage, and again ammo capacity, as I said before. So we're maxing out crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and ammo capacity basically. Now with the gloves you have to really be have a good roll on gloves. So I'm fortunate enough to have god roll gloves. So max firearms, which they already came with. They already came with 12% SMG damage and already came with 6% crit chance. I just had to roll crit damage, which is now maxed out as well. With the holster, again 1401s across the board with crit chance. A lot of people run health and stuff like that. Let's just go for crit chance. Let's go for raw damage. This is going to be a shredder build. This build literally it absolutely melts people and NPCs. It's awesome. I absolutely love running this build. Now with that, of course, I'm running the house. Now the house is a no-brainer for anybody that's got it. You should be running it because it's the most powerful weapon probably in the game at the moment in terms of SMG or even assault rifles. It's still the most powerful with the talents that it has. So as you can see on my house, I have got 23% crit hit chance, 24.3k base damage. Now that does go up when the card flips. That's not with the card flipped, guys, okay? So 495,000 DPS is not with the card counter active. With the card counter active, I believe it goes up to 570. So there's a lot more DPS there. Now I'm running that with deadly because we want the crit hit damage, so it's an extra 15% there. And then responsive. Now, I only have one house, so I run deadly responsive, and then when I switch to my pred build, or I switch to my striker, I'll put unforgiven instead of responsive. But for this build, it is important to have deadly and responsive. You want that raw damage, and most of the time with an SMG, you're going to be that close to the target anyway, so it's not going to make any difference. You'll just be shooting it as normal. Of course, then you get the card counter. So one half of the magazine does 20% increased damage. The half which deals increased damage flips after 15 seconds or when the magazine is empty. With that, I've got 120% mag size, crit damage, and fire rate. So rate of fire on there as well. On the optics, 19% crit damage, 2.5 crit chance, 6% headshot damage. The muzzle, again, 19% crit damage, headshot damage, crit chance, increased threat. Now I use a loud vent brake because, as before, I just like the sound of the gun. I don't like it when I have a suppressor. It just feels like I'm not doing that much, even though it's probably exactly the same. I don't know the logic behind it, but when I put a suppressor on, I just feel like I'm not doing much damage. So I always stick to a loud vent brake. With the underbarrel, we're going for 19% crit hit damage again, reload speed, and some stability on there. Now the stability doesn't really matter, that just comes with the grip. And like, as I've said many times, if you need stability on an SMG, you probably shouldn't be playing the game, because it's probably one of the most stable guns to fire. Now, let's have a look now at the stats when the card counter is active. So here we have it. Here is the card counter when it's flipped. It's 584,000 DPS and 28.6k damage on the weapon there. That is incredible. So then back to the build, guys. With that was incredible DPS and incredible raw weapon damage. Now remember, half of your magazine is going to do that damage. It's absolutely crazy. It hits like an absolute truck. Now with my secondary, I always run a marksman rifle. I always run the custom M44, the same one. So it's got max headshot damage, 172% headshot damage, 143k base weapon damage. I've got brutal, prepared, and deadly. As before, if I could change one of those, I would change prepared to maybe competent, just to get a bit more raw damage on there. Because prepared, I mean, you have to be quite a little bit away from the target, and sometimes I'm not. With that, I've got everything crit hit damage on there and headshot damage. So anything you can have headshot damage, have headshot damage. Anything crit damage, have crit damage. So pure max out that. I'll show you the stats of that first. So it's only 25% crit chance, 98% crit damage. But look at the crit headshot damage, 220%. And you know, if you've watched any of my gameplay or if you've watched me playing on stream, that I will hit off 2 headshots on a player and he will be down. So, and I'll quite happily do that without any sort of struggles or anything like that. As long as there's a little bit of distance between us, I'll be able to hit off 2 headshots quite easily and quite quickly. So going back to the house, we are looking at the stats now, and it is incredible. Look at this, 47.5% crit chance. Now that is without the pulse, without anything stacked on top. The crit damage is maxed out. You can only max 136% crit damage, raw base crit damage that is. Apart from when I pop my pulse, etc., it will go up. Headshot damage is only 62%, but it's an SMG. You're not going to be spamming headshots with an SMG, especially not on console. And I do play this on a PS4, And on Xbox, I do play on PC, but I haven't got this build on PC, unfortunately, because I don't put enough time in. But generally on a console, you're not going to be spamming headshots. The damage to elites is plus 16%. Health on kill, 30% health on kill. That's because that extra 5% I added on. So you already get 25% with the Nomad. Add 5%, you get 30%. I've seen that stacked up quite high. I believe I've seen that sort of in the 40s. Maybe someone said they had like 40%, which is absolutely crazy. Enemy armor damage 0 because I didn't roll it onto my mask. Threat plus 41% because of the loud vent break. That's fine. Skill power, it doesn't matter. Survivability, my armor is low because I haven't optimized my whole build yet. So the armor on my build is not optimized. But if you've got enough div tech, you can do that for sure. Your maximum health is 251,000. You may think that's really low, but it really doesn't make much difference in the game. When I'm playing the game, it really does not matter. Health regen, I get 12,000 back per second, which is no problem at all. You'll see that slightly going up. The health regen's not really going to be crazy on this build anyway. Burn resistance 50%, so I get off that burn real quick, and then I can get back into it. Disrupt resistance 33%, so even that's a good number to have. And then just the general reward credits and Dark Zone funds. Now, going into the abilities. So the ability I run a damage pulse. Now you'll see, and you'll probably look and think, oh god, those stats are awful. It takes a minute cooldown. You know, it's just awful. Well, it is. It does take a long time. But when I do proc it, it hits hard. You know, it's giving me an extra 11% on top of that 47. So 58% crit hit chance. The maximum is 60%. I'm only 2%. Well, I'm only actually probably 1.5% off it. So I'm pretty maxed out on crit hit chance. Now crit hit damage, another 13%. You know, that's 150%. Near enough, 150% crit hit damage. It's incredible. It's just pure damage. I then run just the standard overdose. Now I could run a booster shot and get a little bit more, but I mean, look at the difference. It's about, you know, just 25k-ish. Now I also run that with a recovery link, as you can see, just to help revive players, or sometimes depending on what role I'm playing in the team, I will run one of the others. In terms of talents, I run triage, obviously, because the cooldown on my skills is very, very high. Critical save, you know, use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Combat medic, which is very important if you're playing in a team. So a medkit heals a group that are near you, basically. So anytime you pop medkits, it heals you as well. And then I have on the move, which also helps because I'm always moving. So guys, thank you so much for watching this build video. I really hope you have a lot of fun using this build. You guys are all awesome. I have reached already 100 more subs just in January alone, and it's only the 10th of January. A lot of support for my Banshee build, a lot of support on my last few videos and streams. You guys are awesome. We also hit 15 sponsors, so it means we have new emojis in the chat, which are absolutely brilliant. So guys, do not forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below. I do answer every single person's question, if I can, in the comments below. So just type in and I will answer you. If you want to add me on the PSN, just ask and I will put my PSN there as well for you. So guys, take care, thank you very much, and goodbye.
Check it, every day we're getting it. Hey, check it, put the place up. Yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo. I'm a chaser, face up. Now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego I'ma take her, shake her. Yeah, she was a born shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there. We settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes, so breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you're slipping. Put another smile like it was the last Christmas. Yeah.
Put your hands in the air, we'll be alright.
That's right. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your style. And I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. I ain't kidding, I just wanna have ya. Ain't kidding, I just gotta have ya. Girl, you like an uncut diamond. Every time when you put your smile on, really wanna get to know you better. Loving every minute we're together. A king, a queen to be. If I pop the question on my knees, cause you get like competition. Got a body divine with a vision. Wanna see you move, hurry up before I lose, I'm addicted to your hot kiss. I can't take it no more. Put your hands in the air, we'll be alright. That's right. Yeah. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your style. Yeah. And I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. That's right. I ain't kidding, I just wanna have ya. Ain't kidding, I just gotta have ya. Find me in the bar, I ain't going outside. And it's cold last winter, gotta roll up and out. See it from afar, got my thoughts in the sky. Where we used to kiss, sunshine, shit and wild. You gotta call me every day, pretend you're my baby. I see more real out there lately, it's crazy. Yeah, we could be the same as we claim in this kingdom shit and keep it tame. Come on, baby girl, we're not the same. Two different speeds, but we keep it one lane. Yeah, what goes around comes around. Keep 100, y'all. Do this for my soul like a dawn, but still you on. Put your hands in the air, we'll be alright. Oh, yeah. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your style. That's right. Yeah. No, I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. I ain't kidding, I just wanna have ya. Ain't kidding, I just gotta have ya. Yeah, starting with a little small talk. People whistling from the sidewalk. I just wanna spend some time together, and this night will keep on getting better. Step into the club.